And also in your book, you talk about limiting beliefs, which we've touched on earlier in the podcast. So how did you find what helped you to overcome these? Because I think for a lot of people, as we were talking about, there's this fear and you think you're not good enough. I remember before I started the podcast, I thought, what, I'll probably be a horrible host and I've got nothing to say. But I think if you start, then obviously the first episode wasn't great, but the more you do it, the better you become. And I think that's with everything. The more you do it, the better you become, hopefully.
Exactly. So this is where I took more, I think I took like more, a consciousness about where I wanted to go and that I had to take risks. And limiting beliefs was like this. I think like 10 years ago, if I knew I was going to be here interviewed for a podcast or I had written a book, I would have thought, no, that's not possible. Why? What content am I going to create? What am I going to talk about? What if people don't like what I say? And I don't know if it's like the age or like just that I got more experience, but now I have no problem about it. I am just like taking risk and also understanding like, look, there are maybe times that you try something and it doesn't work out, but then you learn. So it's about learning, about experimenting, and as you say, like taking the risk. And you decided to do a podcast, and you started, and you become better. So if you know that when I started, I really wanted to write articles for in general, to put my thoughts out there. So I started like writing some articles in LinkedIn. Some nobody was reading them. Others then suddenly many people were reading them. So I thought, okay, this topic is interesting. Then I started experimenting and like writing in other forums. And this way I was making like some experiments and then getting more confidence and then becoming better. If I would have been thought, oh, I cannot write an article, then, oh, what are people going to think about me? Then I will not have started. So yes, like challenge your limiting beliefs. Remember, like, what would you do? You were not afraid. Take the risk. It's so important in this case because we are talking all about the new jobs that are coming. So you have to jump to the new possibilities.